no medicinal. Your whole game made up niggas fictional. How much a nigga making, your bitch know. Try to run down, the switch will blow.
Yo, what's up, man? This Rich Kid Cabo. We're here, my co-host
Q Franco.
And listen, man, I apologize to all our people, man. This is the first episode of the new year, and I'm here with my homie, man. He got several different names, but now he going by God Body Raw. Now, a lot of people may know this man is Dice Clay, jump shot shooter. That's what I know him as. Also, Mr. Paradise. But anyway, listen, we gonna hop right into this, man, because I met bro back in like 2007.
Yeah.
And look, when I met this man, he was doing music at the time, like a lot of it. But I always looked at him, and I think people looked at him also as like an enforcer, man. So with that being said, like, how did you grow up, bro? Like, how did you grow up, bro? Like, how was the household for you? Like, what area did you grow up in? Was it like the city of Chicago? Was it the burbs? What was going on around that time?
Basically, bro, it was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother, both of my grandmothers were from Markham. You know what I'm saying? That's where my father met my mother. And then we moved to the city, 38th in Indiana. And I lived there for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then I lived in Posen, I lived in Hazelcrest, I lived in Country Club Hills. Like, I lived a lot of places because we were like moving a lot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Single mother, 4 kids. I'm the oldest. Majority women on my mother's side of the family. My father's side, I'm the only child. You know, I had 2 cousins. Maybe one of my cousins, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? So I got one on that side that I'm close to. Right. And as I grew up, you know, I grew up working hard. You know what I'm saying? I was like 9, 10 years old. I had a grass cutting business, snow shoveling business, a leaf raking business. And I did that till I was like 14. Then I went around and talked to people, and my mom helped me, and I started sweeping up beeper shops and doing stuff like that until I got a little older. Now, my first job was like McDonald's. So I was always a hustler, you know that.
Cool.
Kevo said you was one of the names, or the people looked at you as an enforcer. Like, could you elaborate on what that looked like?
Well, basically, you know, growing up, I grew up like, you know, as a church kid. I grew up, you know, in the church. You know, I grew up not swearing. I grew up, you know, trying to be cool with everybody, and I was a little nerdy. So, in that journey, I used to get beat up a lot. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be everybody's friend, trying to be cool with everybody, and then, you know, I got tired of my bully beating me up, so I beat him up. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, all my friends were still people who didn't fight and stuff like that. So, once I learned how to fight, if anybody was picking on my friends, or if I heard anybody picking on anybody, I'd go to the neighborhood and beat them up.
For sure.
Yeah, that was like my thing, and then it was like really one punch. So that was like my signature. Everybody know me for like, if I punch you one time, it's the fight over with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They used to call me like Knockout King. I used to knock everybody out.
They used to call me that too. That's crazy, cuz.
I love this.
Nah, for sure.
2 young men, man, that always had my back.
Yeah.
I want to say, at what age do you feel like what age were you getting bullied? Like,
I was probably getting bullied all the way from like 7 years old to like 9, 10 years old.
So roughly like 3rd grade to 5th grade.
Yeah, maybe 6, because I was still kind of getting beat up a little bit.
Can you recall what that used to make you feel like for those listeners out there who might be going through a similar situation?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was like such a happy kid that my friends used to beat me up, and I would still hang with them the next day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I didn't like violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted to be cool with everybody. And then, you know, just growing up in church and just, you know, learning about God and love and peace, like, I want to be that type of person. So, you know, as we all know, you know, when you grow up, especially in the streets, you know, and then you might not have the proper guidance as a man, as a young man, you look for that sense of manhood, that sense of trying to be a man, you know, and if your guidance is not directed accordingly, of course you're going to go down some different paths in life. So, you know, that went from, I don't know, from me being like a protector to a gangster. You know what I'm saying? And then once I became a gangster, you had to fear me. And I felt like when I was a kid, I was scared because I didn't want to fight. And then once I realized I was powerful, I wanted to beat everybody up. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I did.
Let me ask you this: how was your grades in school? Like,
Up and down. So we were having like issues, you know, like just moving, things like that. And I have good grades in one school. We'll move to another school, and that might be advanced in that area. So now I'm behind in that school because I came from a school we were just now probably learning something. So I was always just playing catch up, you know what I'm saying? Just always trying to catch up. And I really couldn't focus on school because we were struggling, you know what I'm saying? We was broke, like really broke, you know what I'm saying? And my mother was trying to make it happen. My grandmother was helping out. And, you know, we ain't had nothing. So I had to get out there and have to do something, you know, to feel like I was like providing in some type of way. And then I want my mother to be stressing because she's trying to pay bills. She had other kids to take care of. So I just went out there and I just jumped off the porch, you know what I'm saying? Probably something that now, I wouldn't say I regret it, but I feel like the mindset I have, and I had then, I probably could have been like a politician or something like that if I would have had.
The right guidance.
Definitely.
For these kids that want to jump off the porch, bro, like, can you give them a glimpse of what the darkest time of your life looked like? And that could have been from a kid, that could have been a teenager, that could have been yesterday. But
2 friends were shot and killed in front of me. Half of my friends were killed when I was in 5th grade. That was like my first funeral. My friend, Russian roulette came out real big. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he played it 5th grade and he killed himself. So that was like my everyday friend. And that was like one of the hardest things in my life as a kid. That's when I was introduced to death. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, every year somebody died. Every single year. And then after that, every year 3 people died. Then after that, every year 4 people died. And then people just kept dying. But you know, when you're involved in something and you're in depth in it, there's no getting out. There's no, oh yeah, you. Because say for instance, you're involved. People know you because they know the person that maybe they into it with, and you be an innocent bystander. And you gone. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the streets ain't fair. It don't love you. It don't care for you. There's no 401k plan for it. There's no out but death in jail. And if you don't realize that, you will be dead or you will be in jail. You know what I'm saying? So as a young age, it was survival for me. It was just me trying to survive, trying to help my mother, hustling, doing whatever I got to do to just be a provider or try to be a provider, you know, as a young kid. And then like, by me being like that, all my friends who was around me, like, I was like the father or the leader or something like that.
how did that make you feel, bro? Like knowing that you the leader.
Pressure. Because everybody depend on me. You know, everybody look at me to be a certain way. Everybody look at me not to fold, not to break. And, you know, we human, you know. And I think I built a wall to where I felt no pain and hurt until I started doing like, you know, I read a lot, you know that. So I just started reading about alchemy, science, palmistry, astrology, you know, mental stability. And then I read the 48 Laws of Power, changed my life.
Robert Greene.
You know,
looking at you, bro, I would never assume that you've ever read a book in your life. You know what I'm saying? So forgive me, bro.
No,
you never judge a book by itself. That's cool, though.
yeah, I read countless books.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trolling, by the way, man.
No, you good, bro. You good.
Don't try to knock me out, bro.
Nah, bro. Nah, you
I'm
cool.
just fucking.
Nah, you cool. I mean, a lot of people look at me and it's like, they be like, man, bro, you just get out of something? And it's like, nah. You know, I've had some run-ins, don't get me wrong. I had some serious run-ins that almost threatened my life. Like, I had a run-in in Arizona where it was a shooting involved. And like me, I don't have no felonies, no none of that. And just because it was a shooting involved, you know, they tried to give me 30 years for nothing.
Go.
You know, thank God blessed me and got me out of that situation. But, you know, that was like a serious situation that I went to. But like, as far as like jail, that was never me. If I call myself a leader or an enforcer or anything like that, then I have to lead by example. So number one, I had to change how I feel, how I think. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that the life that I came from was nothing but death in jail. You know what I'm saying? And it was forced on me. It wasn't like I was like, oh, let me go be in the streets. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think like, why are you going to the streets? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You don't know that some people had to. Some people didn't have nothing. Some people didn't have a place to stay. Some people's lights were off. Some people slept in their cars. Like I've been through that with my mom, brothers and sisters. We in the car together with a cooler, you know, trying to figure out what we gonna do. And as the oldest, I had to protect them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm her second in command. You know what I'm saying? My mother always worked hard, always a strong person. She developed 4 phenomenal children. Like my sister under me, she went to college as a basketball star. The sister under her is a computer tech, a big one. And then my youngest brother is highly intelligent. Like he's a historical genius. You know what I'm saying?
Give it up for the single black mothers right now. Let's go. In 2026, do you think that your past life or reputation follows you? And that's a question for both of y'all, because y'all damn near similar, almost to a certain degree. So I'm asking both of you guys, do you guys feel like in 2026, the shit that y'all did in the past can kind of haunt you today, almost?
I'll let you go first.
The shit I did in 2026, do I feel like it haunts me today? No.
Okay.
The only thing, it don't haunt me like in a physical way. Like nobody disturbs my peace. It still affects my mental because there was a gap when I wasn't able to be there for my kids because I was incarcerated, you know what I'm saying? For doing something that I wasn't raised, bro. I was raised like in the church, bro. My mom, you know what I'm saying? Dad wasn't on shit, but we did have a community, bro. My uncles, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing my uncle dress up for work every day, all of this good shit. So I had somebody to mirror. Yeah. I just chose this, you know what I'm saying? This lifestyle. But to answer your question, just fucks with my mental here and there. But other than that, I'm good, man. God bless me for real.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
As far as me, like 2026, I feel like this is a year that I'm going through probably some of the worst times of my life. But it's the most beautiful time of my life because I had to be isolated from everything and everybody. And, you know, when you're in isolation, you can find yourself. You know, you find not only yourself, but you find God. And then you find the godliness in you. You know what I'm saying? Because we go out through this world every single day and we trade our time for money. We only get one gift that God gave us of life, and that's our temple. And we don't utilize that. We don't show God that it's special to us, the gift of life. We abuse it every day. And then we get in trouble. We get on our knees and we pray to God and beg Him for forgiveness and all this type of stuff. And then when that's over, you go right back to whatever you're doing. Yeah. So, like I told you, I'm a very big reader. You know, and I've learned a lot over the years as far as like our ancestral history. I just learned about credit and learned about life and learned about how to manifest energy, utilize it, alchemy, science, you know, and I knew about it. But this year is when I actually used it, practiced it. And the number one thing in alchemy that you are supposed to gravitate to is gratitude. No matter what's going on in your life, I don't care how bad it is, if you can find a piece of gratitude out of any situation, it will alter your perception of thinking and it will create an energy that is so positive around you that it will manifest throughout the universe. Then the universe will speak back to you. And now you will do what's called attracting. You don't have to go get anything anymore. You don't have to chase anything no more because your energy will radiate. and then it will attract whatever you want. But you just gotta have patience.
Law of attraction, good.
You know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
So I'm gonna go back to like when I first met you. You were doing music.
Yes.
How do you feel about music today, bro? What do you look at it today? Are you still doing music?
No, not right now. Not right now. I took a little hiatus because, you know, when we were listening to music, music gave you something. You were able to get something from it. Like you were able to, I want to be a boss, or I want to be fresh, or I want to, you know, it was something special when you looked at a rapper then. It was morals, it was principles, it was laws, it was something to be wondered after of. And I feel like now the vibration of music is all negative. It's about killing. I took your girl. I got the best clothes. I got the best car. You broke. I got money. You ain't got nothing. And the wave of the energy, when you start to elevate and vibrate on a different level, that it becomes irritating. And when I hear that music, pardon me.
No, you good.
When you hear that music, you know, when you hear the music, it'll irritate you. So, you know me, I made music, you know what I'm saying? I made music, varieties of music. I sung, I made songs about life, I made songs about finessing, I made songs about drill shit. You know, it was a variety. But if I made a song about some drill shit, it was actually an experience. Or I was basically telling you what'll happen to you if you mess with me. You know what I'm saying? And I would skim over it, but it would be levels of the music, like how every other rapper was. And I feel like now music is a demonic energy, especially like rap. It's demonic. It's a demonic energy, and the time and the frequency that we on right now with that music is destructive. So I like step back from the game. I had a distribution deal with Empire through an A&R, and I was very successful in the music independently. I did like everything on my own, built a team, and we took off. And then the point of me taking off, this has always been my dream. And like, bro, no, we've been chasing this dream forever. So when I finally reached a level to where I felt like, wow, people know me. Like, I'm not a major celebrity, but I'm a local celebrity. I go to Miami, everybody know me. I go to Atlanta, everybody know me. Like, everybody know me here anyway. Not even got nothing to do with music. But one thing I will say is here is where I got the less support. And like in my own town, because I would do shows in Miami and Atlanta, everybody would come out support. I'd do like a show out here. People really wouldn't come like that.
Why do you think that is, bro?
Because Chicago's a tough city. It's tough, you know, and it's not a supportive city. We have never seen support. You know, we don't know support. All we know is pull you down so I can get to the top. Or if you doing something, I'm going to do what I got to do over here because I'm going to make it before you make it. It's a competition. Nobody wants to see each other make it. Like, for instance, you had A&Rs looking at you, right? But I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But you really cold and you my homie. But I got the connection, right? They don't want me. They want you. The average person in Chicago
Ain't giving up to connect.
they not getting up to connect, or they not telling you. I'm not finna tell him about this and that because he gonna get on. I'm trying to get on. Instead of saying something like, dang, bro got the spotlight. Hey, let's get him situated because I'm gonna be standing next to him anyway.
Right.
And once they know him, they know me, they know us all. You know what I'm saying? This is how other cities do it. And this is why other cities collaborate. And it's the same thing in the fitness world. It's not even about a specific thing. It's anything that goes on in Chicago, the support system, it's not there. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I kind of think that it's because of like slavery. So if you look at it, the people in the South
Yes.
was helping each other.
Yes.
We came up here,
Yes.
but people up here didn't have the experience what people in the South experience. That's why you can go to Tennessee, Houston, wherever you want to go, and people say Southern hospitality. You never heard nobody say Midwest hospitality because they ain't go through shit. They didn't go, bro. This shit is in the grain, bro, of the blood. Like you said, the crabs in the barrel mentality. You had the field nigga, you had the house nigga. House nigga was telling on the field nigga. We had the cornrows in our head. That was the design of the map on how to fucking escape.
Yes.
If the house nigga caught that, he telling massa. So I just feel like 5 years ago, I couldn't answer why Chicago don't support. Now, knowing what I know, I see it. Because they ain't go through shit. They ain't go through shit. So I think it's embedded in the Midwest, bro, honestly. Because where are all these people getting on from? Mm-hmm. Down south.
Yeah.
And we got to move from Chicago to down south to try to get on.
Well, you better get the moving, nigga. Hey, look. Hey, real quick, bro, before we get too deep into this, you just threw the word, you said something about, like he spoke, asked you about music. You spoke on that, and you said it's the same in the fitness world, right? So what are your dealings in the fitness world? Like, what you got going on in the fit? Why did you say it's the same in the fitness world? What are you doing right now in the fitness world?
Excellent question. So basically, you know, when I took the hiatus off of music, right, I was like totally out of shape. I would go upstairs, breathing hard. I wake up in the morning, my ankles have to warm up like a car. I'll be like tiptoeing to the bathroom until my legs warmed up. So I had went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, man, bro, your blood pressure is extremely high. And he's like, you can regulate it. But he's like, if you don't, you want to come back, I'm going to put you on these blood pressure pills. Right. I am not a fan of no pharmaceutical, none of that shit. Because I feel like medicine is just a pacifier for the pain. And your body is a mechanism that can repair itself at any point in time, as long as you're doing what's necessary for it to do that. So I said, I ain't listening to his ass. I went and did exactly what I always do. I got on my computer and I started researching. Once I started researching, I started learning about fitness, and I seen this thing. It was like, well, if you work out, bless you. If you work out, you know, it adds seconds and hours to your life. Mm-hmm. If you do this, this will add minutes to your heart. If you do this, this will add minutes to your pancreas. If you do this, this will add days to your kidneys. I'm like, shit ain't real. Let me try it. So I started trying it. I just stopped doing everything I was doing, and I started drinking a lot of water. Then I started going to the gym. Now, naturally, I've always been overstrong. Like, when I say overstrong, like superhuman strong. You know what I'm saying? But I just used it for fighting and just other shit. So when I got into the gym at first, you know, I was just going there doing everything. I was just, let me go lift this, let me go do that, let me go do this. I wasn't seeing no change.
You was that guy in the gym working out in jeans. We saw him recently, bro.
Yeah, that was me. It was.
No.
It was,
Go ahead, though, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, you good. Go ahead. I was just trolling for a second. Go ahead. You got it.
No, bro.
That
for
was
real. I was the person I'll come to the gym in jeans. Cause I ain't no workout clothes.
That's serial killer energy, though, bro. You gotta get you a. But anyway, let me stop interrupting you, man. Go ahead.
People so looking at me like
he don't belong here.
I'm on the treadmill with jeans and a Christian Dior belt on.
Oh man, with
some Givenchy shoes, cause I ain't got no gym shoes. So all I bought was designer shit. So people just be looking at me, what the fuck is wrong with him? You know what I'm saying? But I kept going, and like it's so crazy because I was sweating so bad, bro. Not knowing I'm sweating out all these toxins that was in my body. So I had been my guy. We call him Mo Maximilian, and he was over swollen in my complex. So me, I don't care. I'm gonna ask you questions. He's just working out, and I'm like, "Excuse me, big swole homie, man, what you doing over here?" You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Woo." So he gave me a basic structure, which changed everything about how I work out. He's like, "You need to do chest, triceps, back, biceps, leg, and shoulders. This will give the body an overall balance. Instead of you working your shoulders more, you working this more, and now your body's unbalanced." So he began to, so I began to work out with him, and then I had my friend, shout out to Cortez, the coach. He was my childhood friend, and like he went from like being a chubby little kid with braces to being a bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying? He used to always just tell me like, bro, like your physique, like if you just would take this seriously. Like, you could be something great in this field. And I was like, oh, damn bodybuilder. But I was kind of infatuated. But when this happened, it's so, like, I had left the music. And, like, when I was doing music, I was popping. I was signed the Empire distribution deal. And after that happened, you know, I was talking to one of the people about an artist deal. Well, they wanted me to change how I rap. Like, we need a little more gangster and a little more this and that. And I'm not doing that. I'm not changing. I'm not rapping to my people about murder, killing. I'm not doing that. So I'm like, I don't like this shit no more. So when I left, I didn't feel like I had no purpose no more because music was my purpose. Like, it meant everything to me. So now I'm like purposeless in life. And I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do now? And I gotta be a regular working person and all this type of stuff. So when I found fitness, I had like a little change. Like, my stomach went down a little bit. And I'm looking at me, I'm like, damn, okay. So I started working a little bit more. Started changing a little bit more. So I started trying to tell my other friends who've been working out for years, like, hey man, I learned this, I learned that about the body if you do this. And they were all like, yeah, man, you know, I've been working out 8, 9, 10 years and you just getting into it. This ain't really your life. Like, tried to belittle me. It pissed me off. It pissed me off so bad. You could ask any of my friends that used to come on my house. It pissed me off so bad that I went and got like a quarter pound of weed and locked myself in the crib. And I didn't come out for like 2 months. And I went and studied everything about the human body, everything about bodybuilding, everything about all of it. So when I learned it, I learned it's 4 people that I really pay attention to. Number 1, the greatest of all time, Sergio Oliva. One of the greatest bodybuilders to ever do it. One of the best genetics, you know what I'm saying, ever. Then I learned about Serge Nubrin, one of the most controlled mental capacity bodybuilders ever. He believed in mind, body, and soul when it come to working out. Then you had Mike Minter. He believed in like holding and negatives and just putting pressure on the cells, because think about it. If somebody was under a car, you want to use all your strength to try to get them from under the car. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the type of strength that you got to use in bodybuilding. And then, you know, last but not least, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So these 4 people, I studied everything that they did, especially Sergio Oliva. Everything that they did. And I mimicked every single thing that they did. And I started to change, like, dramatically. So when I start to look up certain things that, you know, milestones that you have, you know, in fitness, I started seeing that this take 8 years for this takes 7 years for this take 5 years for this. I did all those things in 4 years. I've only been working out 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So then I started working out and I was just doing overly strong ass shit. You know, and me, when I work out, like, I don't care about nothing, because I have learned how to take all my pain, all my fear, all my doubts, everybody who did me wrong, anything that I'm going through. And through meditation, thank God, and yoga, I learned how to channel that specific energy to a point in my body to where I can power it. Have anybody seen Ghost in here? Remember the movie Ghost with
the white dude?
Patrick Swayze?
Yeah, for sure, that died.
Yeah.
That was a good movie, bro.
So in the movie, the ghost kept kicking the can. And he like, how the hell is you kicking that can? The ghost told him, you have to pull everything to the pit of your stomach. And when you pull that to the pit of your stomach, it's going to go to the rest of your body, which is your chakra system, your solar plexus and your cerebral cortex. When you channel that power, it goes directly to the pineal gland. It charges the nervous system, the neurons, protons, and electrons. Mm-hmm. It's all the dendrites start to collaborate, because dendrites are sporadic energy or thoughts that you see. So if I see anything around here, the dendrite captures it and then it puts it in your long-term or short-term memory. Meaning that if it's not important, it goes to the short-term memory to get rid of. If it's important, it goes to the long-term memory. That's why when somebody asks you for a name or, hey, what's the old girl name? You be like, you go to your memoirs. You go back into your head like, Rolodex. That was Keisha. But if you learn how to channel that, then you learn how to control it. So I learned how to channel that power of pain and everything that I go through when I work out. So that gave me the ability to push past pain. So like when people feel pain and they stop, I don't. I keep going because I like the pain. I want to feel that shit. The hurt and the pain, it empowers me because I feel like you can't beat me. And I'll work out for 5 hours straight and won't feel not nothing. People be on the ground sore. I won't feel not a thing. And I'll wake up the next day and do it all over again, like it never happened. So,
For our ignorant viewers, bro, and I'm a co-host, so I might be ignorant. I'm ignorant, but I'm just trying to figure it out, bro.
It's crazy.
Because you said the pineal gland and you pointed up here.
yeah.
Now I thought that gland
back of
was.
the head.
I thought the gland it's called the what?
The pineal gland.
Yeah, the pineal gland. I just
Yeah.
thought that was somewhere totally different, but.
What you thought it was?
No. We can't do that right now because we got a guest in here. But, bro, you can understand what I'm trying to say. But that's cool. So the pineal gland is where?
It's in the back of the brain.
For sure.
It is what produces melanin throughout the body, which melanin is dark matter, space dust, is what fuses the entire universe together, is what creates all life.
So black people are the only ones with a pineal gland in?
Everybody has it. We just have the most of it.
Gotcha.
We got the majority of it. Basically meaning that you are able to process the most majority of melanin, which is why we are dark, because if we didn't have blood and iron in our body, we would be green, because melanin is green. That's why when we look at Osiris, one of the ancient ancestor gods, one of the greatest gods, when he crossed over to the next life, he's green, because now he's in his ethereal form with the universe. So when you look at melanin is green because it's a source of life. Anything that is melanated, is green. Plants are green. Grass is green. And these are the sources of life. So in your pineal gland, you have the source of life within you. That's why when you read the Bible, the Most High says that the church is within you. It's not in a building. Or the universe is within you, because you have a verse. You have a spiritual universe inside of you that you are able to communicate not only with nature, but you are able to communicate with the universe. You are able to manifest any type of goal or any type of thing with your mental stability, because you are connected in a frequency in the universe. You know what I'm saying? Now, we already knew all this years and years ago. Our ancestors knew this. Now we don't. And the reason why we don't is because of manipulation. But once you find that sense of power, there is nothing that can break you. I don't care if you're homeless. I don't care if you lost somebody. I don't care what happens in your life. If you are able to control your mental stability and control what you eat, you take back the power of self. And now you have control. And I feel like when it comes to men, we're too emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like, we emotional, people get attitudes, and, it's all this bickering. We are men. We are men. We are structured and built to be strong. We are structured and built to be logical. But it's one thing missing: the yin and the yang of life. You cannot be in your masculine side and you don't tap into your feminine side. And people be like, well, what do you mean by that? Well, you have both aspects, because you have your mother and your father in you that created you. These chromosomes are together. So if you lean more towards this side, you're going to be an angry person. If you lean more towards this side, you're going to be beta and sensitive, and everybody going to run you over.
But you might be LGBTQ. Hey, listen, bro. And I'm going to shut up after this, even though this is a podcast. But I'm serious. I'm just finna chill. But the knowledge that you speaking, bro, is it has to be very instrumental to this motherfucker right here. And I'm gonna tell you why. I see two things that I have never seen. Right, so I see him sitting like this. You know what I'm saying? Like he's smart. I never seen that shit. Also, I've never seen some Hennessy. I never seen some Hennessy sit in front of this motherfucker and him not indulge, bro. So you got it. You know what I'm saying? If you could curve his thoughts, you got the world, brother.
I had to lock in. This man's talking some very knowledgeable shit. And you should be like a part-time, like maybe scientific Black history teacher too, bro.
I hear that all the time.
Just start your YouTube channel first. Get the views from there. If that takes off, then apply for UIC or something.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I be nervous about that because, they be locking people up for speaking the knowledge, man.
They kill him. Doctor said
kill them, lock them up. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of friends that just be like, with all the knowledge I know, they be like overprotective of me because they like, nah, you know too much. Like we don't want nothing to happen to you. Because I just, like me personally, bro, I feel like the essence of God is dying in the world. And I feel like, you know, the children are really being affected. Like if you look at kids now, when we were kids, I had to say, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I had to open the door when I see a young lady or something like that, you know. It's not like that. These kids cursing in front of I'm in the stove, it's an old lady, she 50 years old, yeah, I'm phone on Greg, motherfucker, and hand me that motherfucking shit, give me them blunts, hey, hurry the fuck up, like, you know, and like me, naturally I would want to say like, hey, brother, you know, that's an old lady. But they'll pull that blick out on your ass.
Yeah, fam.
Man, who the fuck you think you talking to? I'll kill you and this old lady. So, how I address things by just learning about alchemy and altering energy, you know, I learned a different way. So now, if I see something like that, I'll be like, dang, bro, them shoes dope.
Oh, these? Yeah, I just got these.
No, they are.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, they dope. They dope.
No, I'm sure.
No, for real though. And they match the shirt and everything. Hey, you can't start with the mushroom suit. You gotta have a mushroom belt.
He funny as
You
hell.
know
What the fuck?
On the real. But nah, for real though, like I just learned energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll see brothers and like, you know, to answer your question, as far as just to go back to that one subject, I don't feel that slavery was the reason why we can't get along out here. You know what I'm saying? Because we have been through shit. We had the Black Panther Party here, and we saw our heroes get killed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We got John D. DuSalle here, who founded Chicago, and his statue this big. You know what I'm saying? Y'all knew that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
This
a Haitian
museum,
man
bro.
founded Chicago.
Disciple
And-
Museum, bro.
Yeah, and they took that from him. Like a lot of the land. Like, you know, all of this land belongs to the melanated Aboriginal Indians, not a Native American. A Native is native to the land. Aboriginal is the original people that walk the earth, which are our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to say everybody's African American and everybody's not from Africa. Some people never even touch Africa. Some people were born here. This is their land, their soil. Like I got a cousin, he doesn't have he has 0% of African blood and he is 100% Indian. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother was 100% Indian. Now my other grandmother on my other side, they were Nigerian. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we have been through so much turmoil in Chicago that we don't know it because it's a mental turmoil. When you go to the South or any other places, people live with each other. It's integrated. The white people, black people, Mexican people, everybody is in the neighborhood. If you come to Chicago, the black people are over there, the Mexican people over here, the white people are over here. Mm-hmm. It's segregated. You know what I'm saying? So by it being segregated, there is no unity. One thing I will say is that there has been an attack of genocide on the melanated community. For instance, public housing, Section 8, the WIC program. These programs were developed by the Black Panther Party. The WIC program was a program to feed the children in the morning. It was stolen by the government. And then when it was stolen by the government took the man out of the house, gave the woman benefits, put the man to the side, and disempowered the woman to be over the man. They say, hey, if we can't get you, we're going to take the women and we're going to empower them to down you. That's where child support and all these things come from. You know what I'm saying? So the destruction of a melanated man in Chicago was very important because when people fled from the South to the North here, people were activists. People were fighting for something. Freedom was here. So since freedom was here, intelligence was here in New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, places where you see that conscious education rises. So here, it was so much consciousness that it was an attack and a plot to destroy that. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, the Black Panther Party was one of the most predominantly successful parties close to the Nuwaubian Party, which was led by Dr. Malachi York. You know what I'm saying? So we've been through hell here. Hell. The reason why we are like we are is because it is called the Willie Lynch syndrome. Have y'all ever heard of that?
I heard of Willie Lynch for sure.
So that's what's going on right now. If I come, and you know, I grew up in the projects too, you know what I'm saying? And you got to understand something. If I take y'all out of the home, the fathers, and you have an emotional woman to raise that young man, what's going to happen to that young man? He's going to be emotional, right? Now that man goes into the world and he don't know how to deal with these emotions. He don't have no guidance. What do? See the guys on the block with the nice cars, with the money, looking like the man, all the women love him. You're a young man. You are going to idolize that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to school looking at my teacher. He a goofy. I come on the block. Big bro got a brand new Benz on the block. Brand new Benz. He make more money than my teacher. The garbage man makes more money than my teacher. So with that being said, how can I follow this program? How can I sit in school? How can I concentrate on this when money is the key to the world and I know I need this? So I'm going to go here. And then what they going to do? They're going to put you on that block. Now you're going to make money. You're going to make a lot of money. But you're not knowing that that was your one foot in the devil's world. That was the one trick out of intelligence, out of you being a politician, out of you being a doctor, out of you being anything that could be predominantly successful to your well-being. And I feel like it is not a light shed on why so many melanated brothers turn to the streets. Everybody just look and say, oh, this and that, and they're thugs. But when you look at the government, they just go take oil, rob everybody, kill everybody, take their shit, take their children, put them in concentration camps. But we the thugs, though, because we got to survive in an environment that was placed upon us. And then, you go to school and you learn about history that is not your history. You learn about genocide, destruction, turmoil. Like, for instance, my daughter went to school, and it's like a predominantly white school. You know what I'm saying? Now, in this school, Black History Month comes up. My kids know everything I'm telling y'all. Well, not everything, but a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? So when my daughter went to school, they talking about slavery. And my daughter like, nah, this and that. And she giving her little opinion. So the school trying to stop her from talking. You know, she came home and told, man, I went right up to that school. And I had a list this long. And I asked the lady, I say, ma'am, it's 2026. You know, I'm not even going to go into Africa with Ursa Ma'ara Septemra, Mansa Musa, Queen Nefertiti, Queen Kali Kush, or any of the ancestral deities that we have or the people that we have that were amazing. Let's talk about America. Why y'all talking about slavery when the first stoplight was created by melanated people? The first open heart surgery was developed by a melanated person. Navigation was created by a melanated person. The washer, the dryer, the stoplight, computers, fucking flat screen TVs. Anything that you can name was created by a melanated person. Even Trump said it without saying who really did it. But with that being said, with so much excellence that was created by melanated people, why are you talking about slavery? Why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? My daughter not finna learn that, so she's not going. And then why y'all teaching about Abraham Lincoln on Black History Month? When how can you have 1 month for an entire legacy of life? You know what I'm saying? So the teacher's like, oh my God, I never knew that.
You shouldn't be teaching.
You know what I'm saying? They asked me to come teach Black history. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand something. This is what I understand because I have like a lot of friends. I have Dominican friends, white friends, black friends, Venezuela. I'm cool with everybody. And one thing I understood just dealing with like my Caucasian friends, a lot of them don't know what's going on. A lot of them don't know about the suffering, about what we went through. None of that shit because it's been sheltered. So when you sit down and you tell stories about what you know, people be like, what the fuck? That happened? Like, fuck yeah, that shit happened. Yeah, we went through some shit. They took babies and threw them in the ocean to catch crocodiles. They used to take melanated people and skin them alive and make clothes out of them and wear them. They would catch them and eat them. You know what I'm saying? Horrific shit happened. And you gotta understand something. For that type of horrific stuff to happen, you have never seen an attack on any other race, but we keep getting attacked. Just like Black Wall Street. Many don't know about Black Wall Street. If it was no Black Wall Street, there would be no Wall Street. Because Black Wall Street was one of the most predominant, successful places in America. It had 22 hospitals, 36 restaurants, 17 hospitals, all ran by melanated people. And it was on a rise so hard, it was going to be one of the wealthiest cities, you know what I'm saying, in the world. So in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they bombed it. Killed everybody. Killed 2,000 people. Or 300. I can't remember the number. But they killed a lot of people. Burnt all their shit to the ground. Lake Lanier in Atlanta. Whole community of people. Lynched them, hung them, killed them, sundown. Then drowned their town in a lake. And made it a lake. New York. The center of New York, that big Central Park. Mm-hmm. That was an urban community that was burnt down, disintegrated, and turned into a park. Hundreds of people were murdered. But we look over that, and they be like, oh, get over slavery, get up. We'll never get over that shit. How can I get over something that's still happening today when I walk into a room and somebody call me a nigga? How? How could you fix your lips to say some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? So me, I'm not against anybody because there are people that are non-melanated that are fighting for us as well. Like everybody not prejudiced. You know what I'm saying? And it has to take the world to change. Like we can't say, oh, it's just black people stick together to change. That's not going to happen. Because number one, melanated people don't want to educate themselves to be in positions to change things. Like, I don't want to be a police officer. Why the fuck wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? You can help your community better. I don't want to be a politician. Why the fuck wouldn't you? You can help change laws. I don't want to be a doctor. Why the fuck wouldn't you? You can save lives that we all know in this community. If I go to the hospital and my shit say donor, what they gonna do? They gonna let your ass die, right? Because of your organs.
Yeah, they take the shit.
They need your organs. On the black market right now, melanated organs, a heart, 100,000 for a black person. Liver, 250,000. Like
we just talking about something like this.
Mm-hmm.
They traffic people.
They taking melanin, bro, and putting it in computer chips now, bro.
No, that's been like that. The source
I ain't know
crystals.
what it was news to me, bro. What? Like,
that's how the computer was created. They analyzed the source crystals out of a melanated mind, the ability to reprocess and calibrate the memories. For instance, if you are melanated and you are vibrating high, you are able to communicate with your ancestors because you are connected to that melanin lineage. They took that, utilized that in a computer, and this is how they even got the computer, from a melanated mind. The whole world, bro, is about us. Everything that you know and everything that you do in life is about melanated people. But we're overshadowed, we're overlooked. And you wanna know why? We chosen. The blood of the Most High lives within us. And I'm not gonna be ashamed of that. I was chosen by God. My ancestors was chosen by God. We were the first people to walk this earth. Period. We were the first people to civilize the world. And for that, we have been beaten, tortured, and murdered and destroyed for that. So with that being said, if I be like the oppressor, right, and say, let's go kill everybody, let's go murder, let's go do all this, what makes me better? It has to be a change. And when it comes to a change, God is love and God is peace. God is humility and harmony. So in order to change something, you can't gravitate to everybody. You have to gravitate to the people who feel that. You have to gravitate to the people who want to see change as well. I don't care what color you are. Those are the people you gravitate. You can't change people who are already stuck in their ways. Like that's like me telling my grandmother, may she rest in peace, that Jesus' real name was Yahshua ben Panthera and not Jesus, because there were no J's in the Hebrew language. So where did you get that from?
White man.
You know what I'm saying? But my grandma ain't finna hear none of that. What?
Mine ain't either. I know him as Jesus Christ too, cuz I ain't changing it.
And
First
see,
of all, they treated Martin Luther King. They had everybody had that picture of Martin Luther King in their house, and he was like the next thing best to Jesus, bro.
I ain't never had that one. It was Jesus at the table with them other white men. And look, it don't matter where you at in the room, swear, the eyes is locked in on you, bro.
yeah.
But nah, Jesus is the name, cuz.
Yeah.
I hear what you saying, and I ain't trying to be ignorant. You know what I'm saying?
No, you cool. I mean,
Yeah,
you
Jesus
cool.
Christ.
It's just, lack of knowledge.
Ain't no
because
question.
You got to understand, the Christ is your cerebral cortex, your mental. So in Ethiopia, where Christianity was created, they understand that the Christ is your mental capacity to be in tune with your yin and your yang, your godly self and your negative self, because you are God and you are the devil. You're both. You are. You can go out here right now and save the world, or you can go out here right now and go on a mass hunt and kill everybody. It is your choice to be a God or a devil. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about it. So-called the devil just spoke about being this greatest God, and he got cast down to earth, right? With the rest of the angels, right? Mm-hmm. So if God is everything in all things, right? And he created all things, and he know everything, then he knew the devil was going to do this, and he knew that this shit was going to happen. He knew it all, right? Right?
Yeah,
because he know all things. Mm-hmm. So in your mind, you're like, well, why would you let this shit happen if you knew it was going to happen, right?
Right.
That's because that is the yin of God and the yang of God. That's why the devil is just as powerful as God. That's why the devil owns 90% of the world and God owns 10% of your mind. That's why it's a spiritual battle and a fight, because God is battling himself. People don't understand that. God is battling himself. It's like a chessboard with himself to see what's instilled in us. Will we manifest it? Will we become the negative version of ourselves, or will we become the positive version of ourselves? This is why I gravitated to fitness. Fitness allowed me to be the greatest I can be out of myself. It allowed me to see something about me that was so phenomenal about me that nobody can take it from me. I could lose my job. I could lose a relationship. I could lose friends. People could die. But this work I put in on myself, when I look in that mirror, you can't take it from me. You can't take that from me. And the more you being shaped, the more godly you feel, the more powerful you feel, the more manly you feel, just your confidence, everything rises about you. Then you find out phenomenal things. And this is why I got into bodybuilding. Because in bodybuilding, you get to find so many phenomenal things about yourself that you didn't even know. Because you have to countlessly study yourself, study your muscles, study your movements, study your endurance, and you get to understand yourself so much that you get to balance your energy, you get to balance your emotions, you get to balance your life, and you get to understand that no matter what goes wrong, I'm cool. And it's this meme, right? It's Ronnie Coleman, and he like just lifted some shit, and the house is burning down in the back. It was like my life. The house on fire, everything going wrong. He's still just in the gym lifting weights. And that's like how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, as man, we should be in a certain, we should have our physical stability and shape. You don't know what might happen. What if the bridge break and you're trying to climb up? Or what if you got to run your kids out of a burning house or something like that?
So look, not to interrupt you, I'm glad you just said it the way you said it. So that don't mean that, because you could have a nigga that look like you. I don't know how you feel about the word nigga, because you sound so intelligent, but I'm just throwing it out there. Don't punch me, bro. Don't punch me, bro. Don't punch me, bro.
No.
Okay, so you may have a nigga that's built like you, or me, or a bro over here, you know what I'm saying? Or a man that's built like one of these young ladies over here, or a man that's built like bro. I get the physical aspect of it, right? You know what I'm saying? But just because somebody looks different than you, or maybe I'm misinterpreting what you're saying, but just because somebody isn't in the best shape don't mean that they're still not capable of doing what needs to be done.
It definitely means that. I do
Why?
200 push-ups a day. So
Hey, listen to me. I was locked up and I did 1,000 a day. I've been out for 3 years now. I don't do shit. But ain't nobody gonna tell me if I'm in a jam, bro, I can't get out that jam. That start right here, bro.
But you see what you just said?
That start right here.
You did push-ups.
Yeah, but I grew up doing.
So you never exercised the muscle and the cells in your back.
For sure. But you know what? What happens though? If you don't use it, you lose it. You see what I'm saying? But because I haven't, yeah, it's a lot of loss. But if I'm in a tough situation, bro, my mental and who I am as a man is gonna get me out of that. That ain't no different from a heavy set individual. If they got that motivation and that determination, they capable of doing it too. It may not be to your magnitude, but it can be done, bro.
So you telling me?
Don't say nothing crazy, man.
I'm about to get on you. So
come on, let's do it, bro. Let's
number
do
one,
it.
when it comes to the word nigga, no, it don't really bother me because the word derives from Ethiopia.
For
it
sure.
was Negus, and that meant supreme ruler. You know what I'm saying? So that word derives from something that is great. That's why we took the word back and empowered it. You know what I'm saying? Because the word Negus meant something very powerful. So now it don't bother me because I know I'm a God. Number two, that shit matters. It definitely matters.
Come on,
because
talk to
if
me.
you have not exercised this, and this ain't even about your mind, this is just science. If you haven't exercised the cells in your body and they're not working properly, right?
I got you.
Opposed to someone who is exercising their cells, their blood and their white and red blood cells are communicating, creating more oxygen, their hemoglobin levels are up, meaning that their blood is fluctuating properly. If these two people are in a situation where they have to pull themselves up.
That wasn't the original conversation, though,
That was.
bro. No.
I said if the bridge broke down.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
and you
the
have to
bridge,
pull yourself up, right?
yeah, but that don't. All I'm saying is, you're right. But all I'm saying is that don't mean that this person that looks like this and hasn't worked out in a year can't pull themselves up as well, bro.
Yes, it does.
No, my guy.
It depends
I
on
don't.
the
I
person.
haven't worked out in so long.
But you worked out, though.
I'm determined.
You exercise the cells. You
Ain't
got
no
to understand
question.
the anatomy of the human body.
So if you start working out,
yeah, you have
you're
muscle
gonna lose.
memory.
You do have muscle memory, but you don't. If you don't exercise that memory, that memory don't mean nothing.
It means something.
Okay, you might be right.
I know I'm
but
right.
this is a podcast, and I
Yeah,
love to go back and forth
yeah.
in real life. So I'm gonna go back and
it
forth.
don't matter.
Right
Look, I'm
I'ma just-
gonna say this. I think to a certain extent, let's just say, for instance, a house on fire and you got a 3-level house.
You tired as hell.
Ain't no
I
question,
think-
but
I
that
think-
don't mean
hold
you
on,
ain't
hold
gonna get out
on.
that
I
house,
think-
though.
I think the
That don't mean you ain't gonna
I
get
think
out that
hold
house.
on, I think the mental will get you up to 3 levels, right? Now, after you get out the house, you might be tired as fuck.
Ain't no
Whereas
question.
Opposed to him, he just be like, bro, what you
Ain't no
fighting for?
question, but your mental gonna get you out that motherfucker.
Some people's mental ain't strong enough because
That's what I'm saying. That's
for
what I'm saying, bro.
Because look, you was
I
talking
agree.
about you was talking about manifesting,
Yeah.
right? And then you
I
manifested
agree with
yourself.
that.
Come on, G.
You manifested yourself
Out of jail.
exactly.
Went to work release, jagged it, manifested myself back. You know what I'm saying?
But
This
your-
wasn't because I had no fucking knowledge on. I'm sorry for cursing in front of them, but it's not because I had no specific knowledge about getting myself to work release the first time. I got sent back, and I didn't have any specific knowledge on getting myself back the second time. I just manifested it, bro. I wrote it on paper every day. And I spoke to the right people, and those people poured into me.
My whole gang smoking no medicinal. Your whole gang made up niggas fictional. How much a nigga making, your bitch you know. Try to run down, the switch will blow.